Stop being a strugglepreneur. Okay, hustling leads to burnout and keeps you struggling. So do this instead. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some practical advice. Okay, 3 tips on how to stop being a strugglepreneur and start being a successful entrepreneur. Okay, but before we get into it, and in case we haven't met, hey there, Queen. So glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Listen, whether you're new to me or true to me, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you are a high achieving woman entrepreneur over 40, a woman of color, or a woman of the LGBTQ plus community, and you are feeling the squeeze between success and satisfaction, you have found your sanctuary. I'm your new favorite coach and your biz bestie, Katrina Marie, also known as the Boss Chick Biz Coach and your fearless leader. And I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I am here to resuscitate your life and your legacy. I do that one of 3 ways. I help you to heal internally so that you can expedite your external success. I help you to leave a corporate career that no longer serves you. And I teach you how to build an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your happiness. So if you are ready to live the life you dream of, desire, and deserve, and claim a life of peace, pleasure, power, and profits, then girl, stick around for a while, okay? Do subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that so much. Thank you in advance. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode whenever I go live and drop new videos, okay? Like the one I'm dropping for you today. So glad you're here. This video is made just for you. And by the way, make sure you stick around until the end, right? I always have a bonus for you. And today I'm going to be providing you with a comprehensive resource that is going to help you assess the health of your business. So you definitely don't want to miss that. All right, now let's get into it. So there is a season for everything in life, okay? To include the hustle, yes. But what I can tell you for sure and what I promise you, and I know this because I did the hustle thing and I worked excessively hard in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. What I can promise you right now today is, honey, this ain't the season, especially for women over 40, okay, and women like me in my 50s, okay, to be working excessively hard or, choosing to do the hustle thing or chasing success just to live the American dream or have a piece of the American pie. Okay, we're not doing that these days. This ain't the season for that. In fact, I would argue that at this big old age, girl, I am going to urge you. You hear me? Let me get close. Come close to me. I am going to urge you, you hear me, to unsubscribe from hustle culture. Okay, and learn how to embrace ease because the hustle is literally killing us. Okay. Now, because of the constant pressure to produce and succeed and achieve more and more and more, that can lead to burnout. And it can have damaging and does have long-term damaging effects on your life. So I'm going to be offering some practical advice, as I said at the beginning. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and grab something to write with. Okay, pause this video if you need to. Go back as many times as you need to. I need you to take some notes because I'm going to drop some gems for you right now. But we need to talk about what is going to help you prevent burnout and definitely stop you from being a strugglepreneur so that you can start to see the return on your investment and gain success, make progress, and definitely become a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so you ready? You got something to write with? Cool. The first thing is we're talking about structure. That's tip number 1, structure. Okay, right now you're busy just to be busy. Okay, working and doing time consuming, tedious tasks that's keeping you busy, burnt out, and bogged down. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we want to do what matters, what moves the needle. What's the things, the tasks, the activities that you need to be doing consistently so that you are moving the needle, so you're making progress and you're making money. After all, this is not an expensive hobby we're getting ourselves into. Okay, you are in business to make money, and that means we need to be working on the right things at the right time. Okay, and so we're going to get into that because right now, right now you don't have a strong, solid foundation. That's the truth, okay, from which to build your business on. Okay, business is like building blocks, right? And things have to be done in order so that you can make it make sense. You know what I mean? And so you can't be on step 10 if you can't have started step 1 and then jump to step 5 and then all of a sudden you're on step 10 and then you realize, oh, you didn't do step 3. Like, we got to make this make sense. Okay, so we've got to have a solid foundation from which to build our business on, and you are more than likely doing things at the wrong time, in the wrong order, and that's problematic. And that's a common mistake that not just newbie entrepreneurs or business owners make, but also small businesses who are seasoned, right? Who have been doing this for a little while, and then they realize a light bulb goes off, and then they're like, or goes on, and they realize, oh, like I missed those steps in the beginning, right? So sometimes those business owners, like, you need reminders as well. Like, sometimes we just got to go back to the drawing board, right? And start at square one and go back to the building blocks, the very simple, basic ABCs, one, two, threes of business. Okay. And you also may not be set up properly, right? If you're doing things at the wrong time, in the wrong order, you also may be not be set up properly, and so you're not seeing a return on your investment. You're not seeing a return on investment, and by that I mean an investment of your time, an investment of your energy, an investment of your efforts, an investment of your money. That can be exhausting, right? So just like you, if you actually are working a corporate career right now in a very demanding role, leadership typically, right? That are the women that I serve. If that is what you're doing right now, you know what it's like to be showing up day after day after day, doing whatever it is you're called to do in that specific role. So the reason why you know what it is you should be doing, and you can show up consistently and do those duties that you were hired to do, is because your job description dictates that, right? When you were hired for a specific role, and that role came with a job description. When you were in the interview, your employer who hired you to do this position hired you, yes, because of your skill set, because of your education, your background, your level of expertise, but they still brought you in to fulfill this position, to do specific things and other duties as assigned, right? So you need to make sure you're showing up for yourself like that consistently in your business, making sure you know what it is you're doing at the right time, in the right order. And you don't have a job description as a business owner. So you've got to create that. I won't call it a job description, but we've definitely got to create structure in our business, right? So that when we show up consistently, just like we do for that job, because we are building our empire, our dream empire, we need to make sure that we are doing the right things at all times. Okay. Plus, for the legalities, formalities, and logistics of it all, you need to make sure that you are actually running a legit business. Okay. We need to make sure that the business is businessing. Okay. And that means it needs to be making money. But we also need to make sure, again, for the logistics of it all, for the formalities of it all, for the legalities of it all, right? For those purposes, we can't be running no janky business around here. It's got to be legit. So, for example, I would ask you, here's the questions that you should ask yourself. This is somewhat of a checklist for you, okay? Not necessarily in this order, but I'm going to ask these questions that you should be writing down and asking yourself. Do you have, for example, a business license and an EIN, right? Do you have, is your business entity structured correctly? And is it serving in your best interest? Like, you may be a sole proprietor and not structured as an LLC because in your mind, you don't think you need to be, or, maybe you never really thought about it, or maybe you don't know enough about why you would become an LLC. Perhaps you don't realize the kind of protections it offers, or maybe you didn't even think you would qualify because you haven't spoken to the proper, the right professional who can guide you in that direction and give you some the information you need to make an informed decision. And so you're running around here as a sole proprietor, but guess what? You can be a single member LLC, okay? And that would actually offer you the protection that you need, but you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, and you're not going to ask the right questions because you don't know the right questions to ask. And people aren't necessarily going to just volunteer the information. And if you did not, even know it was a question to ask, then you're just doing your thing in business and you have no clue, right? So that's something you want to look into. Do you have a website? And does that website serve as your number one marketing tool? Is it not just a pretty website? Is it generating leads for you? Okay. Because some people who actually have the most horrendous looking websites are still making money from it because it is an effective lead generation machine. Do you have that, or is it just a beautiful website or something that you created on your own, and in the background, like it looks pretty on the surface, but on the background, on the backside, right, it ain't doing what it needs to be doing because you didn't know about that part. Okay. So do you have social media present, especially if you're an online business? Girl, you've got to have an online presence, but not only that, are you showing up? Are you showing up? Is your brand attractive? Yes. But is it also effective? Okay. Just like that website. Is it just pretty? Are you just on social media, but it's what, you're not doing, you're just posting all kind of random things that has nothing to do with being in alignment with what your end goal is for business? That's a problem. Okay. Do you have a business account or a business bank account? Do you have multiple business bank accounts? You should. Do you have multiple merchant accounts? You should, right? Do you have a business team in place? Who are those people? Do you have a CPA? Or an EA at least? Do you have two different roles, right? They serve some of the duties they serve are, cross, but there are some differences and some similarities. You can do the research on that, but you should have one or the other. Okay. And also, do you have an attorney? Do you have an assistant? Do you have a culture consultant? So, are you using an address that is your home address? Because that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. Okay. Do you have a P.O. box? Not a good idea. Kill it. Like, get rid of that. Or do you have like a UPS box where at least it has a physical address, or a virtual office that is not only has a real physical address, but a building that you can actually go to? Like, these are questions you need to ask yourself to make sure you're structured right, right? You have to have, or should have, a professional physical address. Otherwise, like I said, you look like a janky business rather than a legit business. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's look professional. Do you have an email account that is connected to Gmail and it doesn't have like your own domain? That's a little shaky. Okay. So these are questions you need to ask yourself. And then what about your daily operations? Is it based on your goals, meaning your revenue goals, right? It should be based on your objectives, right? What is the objective? The objective at the end of the day is you're in business. You need to make money. Yes, you want to be influential. Yes, you want to make a big impact, all of that. And you also want to make a big income. And you also want the profits, right? The income. Therefore, you need to, the more people you can serve, the more people you can attract, the more people you can work with, that keeps the cash flowing, right? So you're doing all of that in combination, right? And so, what are your business goals? What are your life goals? What are your business goals in alignment with your life goals? Because oftentimes what happens is that people make this mistake all the time. And I made this mistake. They plan their life around their business, as opposed to planning their business around their life. Facts. That's key. Rewind that, play that again, okay? Because you need to make sure that in order to have life-work balance, you need to make sure you're planning your business around your life, not the other way around. That's a grave mistake, I promise you. And so, what does your schedule look like? Okay. On a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis. And people, let me tell you something. I'm going to use myself as an example, because every time I say this, people trip out. They're like, Wait, you telling me you plan your, I don't even know what's going on day to day, barely, week to week, forget about it. Quarterly, that's a bit too far-fetched. But yearly, annually, come on now. Nobody knows what they're doing a whole year from now. I beg to differ. I do, and you should too. And it's really quite simple. Let me break it down for you. First of all, every at the last quarter of, so we're in the last quarter right now at the time of this recording, and I am dating this recording by saying that I won't say the year, okay? But doesn't matter when you get to every day, okay, every week, every month, and definitely every year, you should be assessing your business and you should know what your schedule looks like. And the reason why I'm able to plan a whole year in advance is because I already know what I got going on. I really do. Let me tell you why, and let me tell you how easy this is so that you can incorporate this into your everyday, or your business strategy, or part of your structured days. Okay, so here's the thing. Every day without fail, I have ritualistic behaviors, right? I do things the same at the same time every single day without fail. I don't deviate from those things that have to do with my self-care. Okay, so first of all, top of the morning, I know what's going on every single day in my life before I even get to the business. Okay, so whatever those things are for me, is prayer, it's meditation, it's exercise, it's journaling, it's reading, it's listening to something stimulating, right? It's, I take my shower, I eat something healthy. I do all of these things first before I do anything else. So I know every day that's a recurring theme. That's a recurring event. I could put that as a recurring event daily all throughout the year. I know for the most part, at least the appointments I have made, right? Medical, dental, vision, whatever kind of appointments they are, again, personal appointments, that goes on my calendar. Any vacations that I have planned, any staycations I have planned, any time off, right? Any plancations, meaning whatever I'm doing to plan for whatever I got going on. Okay, whatever it is on a personal level, I put those things down first. Okay, special occasions, holidays, we know what those are. I have my team and I have a thing where we started this last year actually, and we do quarterly quiet weeks. So every quarter, at the last week of every quarter, we take off. That doesn't mean we're not working. It just means we're not working in the public view, right? So we plan accordingly so that it seems as though we're still physically present, but we're in the background working on other things, preparing for the next quarter. That's how we roll over here at Shared Visions, okay? So that's our thing. Doesn't have to be your thing, but I know every quarter, the last week, that's what my team and I are doing, okay? And so everything else that is business related, work related, that means that goes, again, because I'm planning my business around my life. My life stuff goes on my calendar first, and then the business stuff. So it's very easy, any conferences that I already have scheduled, any special engagements, any social events, any networking events, if I'm speaking somewhere, whatever it is, that then goes on the calendar. And so when those spaces are already reserved, I then can go back and say, okay, this is what's on my calendar now. Oh, and let me not forget this part, because we are talking about being structured so we can make money as well. So I also make sure that I'm planning, well, what are we doing? What are we launching for this quarter? What are we, I know to the day, on the week, what month, ahead of time. Okay, for this quarter, we're launching this thing. For this quarter, we're doing this. For this, like, it's already planned out for the year. And then everything else, like I said, goes around that. So you see, you can definitely take a weekend or a week, however long it's going to take you to do this. For me, I take a weekend in December before the winter holidays, after November, that Thanksgiving holiday. I make sure somewhere between after Thanksgiving and at the beginning of December, like clockwork, I always plan my year. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how easy that is? So it's not a biggie, right? Like, you can do that, and set the environment, get you some champagne or a glass of wine or cocktail or coffee, tea, whatever it is you drink, non-alcoholic beverage. I'm not trying to promote the alcohol. I'm just saying whatever it is that floats your boat. Okay. Set the mood, put on some soft music, light some candles, whatever you got to do to make it therapeutic, create a therapeutic environment, and go for it. It won't take that long. It'll be quite enjoyable, actually. And then you can set it and forget it. And then whatever changes thereafter, you can go from there. Now, I know I spent a minute on that, but I just want to drive that message home because people don't realize when you do all of the work up front, it makes it so much easier, right? Throughout every day. You don't even have to really think too much about it. And then these things just pop up on your calendar as a reminder if you set it up that way. So that's how I get around it. Okay. Then you should have folders also set up for you to be well organized. All right. So, and so you've got to look at your business, your home base, wherever you are, as like your headquarters. Okay. So I was just trying to think how to explain this. So your business should be set up, your main hub, if you will. That's where you're headquartered, right? Wherever your business was established. No matter where you are, if you're fully virtual like I am, I'm 100% virtual. And my business is based in Atlanta, but it doesn't matter where I live, East Coast, West Coast, down South, whatever, or, at the time, my business is 100% virtual and I'm based out of Atlanta because that's where my business was established. And that is where it was incorporated. Okay. But you should have like some folders to help you set yourself up to be very well organized. And for example, like each department within your headquarters. And so no matter what kind of business you're running, what industry you're in, you pretty much have three main departments. That's operations. Okay. That is marketing and sales, and that is delivery and fulfillment. Okay. Now, you can have subfolders within, or subfolders, subdepartments, subdivisions, if you will, housed within like the centralized headquartered folders, right? Where you keep everything that's related to your business organized. And you can use systems like Google, right? Google Drive, like who doesn't know about Google Drive, right? So that is one of the ways. I mean, if you want to just keep it kind of like low budget, affordable, that's a very affordable option. Of course, there's Dropbox, there's Evernote, there's Workflowy. Those are just things that come top of mind. There's lots of other systems out there to keep you well organized and structured. Okay, so bottom line is you want to stay well structured, and these are ways in which you can do it. Now, tip number 2, systems. Systems are your friend. Say that with me 3 times. Drop that in the comments right now. Systems are my friend. Systems are my friend. Okay. Systems are your friend. Like they keep you running. You keep your business running easy and effectively and efficiently. Okay. By keeping things well streamlined, right? So, as a business owner, one of the most important systems that you can have in place, and I want you to tell me if you do or not, is your sales system. Do you have your sales system set up? Girl, what? You don't, what do you mean? Oh, you're doing this manually? Okay, no. Systems are our friend. We need to make sure we keep saying that. Hold on to that, okay? Seriously. So what are some systems? Landing pages for your lead magnets, right? That's one system. Lead magnets for me, for the most part, I have several, but for the most part, what's worked well for me are webinars. I love me a good webinar. I won't get into that right now. I'm just going to break it down real quick. I don't want to make this too long. Webinars, eBooks, checklists, guides, toolkits, templates, etc. Whatever else. So many lead magnets out there. Okay. So we need opt-in pages set up, which is basically sitting on your lead or landing page, right? That's how people opt in. So you give them something in exchange for getting something, right? They give you your email, or they give you their email address and name in exchange for whatever it is you are offering, right? So you're giving them something of value, so they need to give something of value. That's a way for you to generate leads, right? You want to constantly have leads in your pipeline. Okay. And so I'm thinking ClickFunnels. Okay. for a great ClickFunnels, lead pages. Those are great for lead landing pages, opt-in forms. All of those words are used interchangeably. However, that's not necessarily, those aren't robust CRMs, customer relation management systems, okay? Kartra, though, is a great, and I'm not promoting for anyone necessarily, although I do use Kartra personally. If you want to check that out, you can certainly, go to my affiliate link below in the description below here. You can click on that, and I might get a small commission from it if you do use it. But check it out if you're interested. Okay, so I'm not promoting it necessarily either way. There's lots for you to do your homework and research on. Do your due diligence and make your own decision. I'm just offering a suggestion in case you're interested, because that is a robust CRM. But that's great for landing pages in addition to so much more. Pre-screen applications. Why do you need that? Because, girl, you're going to be doing discovery calls, okay? Remember we talked about that when we talked about sales. Discovery calls is a different term, but it is, at the end of the day, we're doing sales calls, okay? That's when you get your clients on the phone and you want to make sure you have a conversation with them, get better acquainted, see what their pain points are, what they're going through right now, what they need help with, and how you can better support them. So you need pre-screen applications, because how are you going to determine before you even get on a call with this person that you're not wasting your time, that they really are motivated, that they're ready to move? You want to check their commitment level, their readiness level, if they're a good fit or not, before you actually get on a call with them. And if they have the financial resources to make the investment, or if they're even resourceful enough to be able to move forward, and how committed are they, right? We got to know that first. So you want to have that as a part of your system. Client booking system, Acuity is one, Calendly, Google, like there are so many. We got to have a way for people to book with us, and we don't want to be bothered booking people manually. So we want them to be able to automatically book with you, okay? Email marketing system, again, I alluded to this earlier. There are simple ones, and then there are more complex ones, or more robust ones, I should say, okay, more comprehensive. And so, of course, you have something simple like Aweber, ConvertKit, MailChimp. I have used Aweber. I haven't used the others, but they've been around a long time. But those are not CRMs. Those are just email marketing systems. But there are, again, Keep, the big dogs, Keep, Kartra, Entreport are some of the ones that I think even, what is that? Honeybook and Depsato, I believe, are two other ones. Again, do your due diligence, okay? Do your research and make the decision for yourself. Project management systems like Asana, Trello, Monday. Listen, you can work with these if you're solo and working on a project just to keep yourself straight. Here are the tasks I have to do. Check, check, check. Done, done, done. Here are the tasks still left to do. And what are you doing every single day to keep you organized, to move the needle? It's great for collaboration purposes. If you do have a team or even just one assistant, this is great for communication purposes between the two of you as you're working through your various projects, okay? Client agreement systems like Adobe EchoSign, DocuSign, HelloSign, and whatever other ones are out there. You got to have a way that once you get the client on your call, that you get them enrolled in your program, you realize you can help them, they want to work with you, you're a great fit for them, and vice versa. Okay, now you got to get them the contract. How are you going to get them the contract? You don't want to send it by email, and now you got to depend on them printing it off and then, signing it, reading through it. No, you want to make this as easy as possible. So you need a client agreement system. Payment processing systems, okay? If you want to capture all of the cha-ching from your clients and consumers, you're going to need to have a system that will collect the payments, okay? Stripe and PayPal are very popular, the two of the most popular ones. I highly recommend both, because you want to make sure that you don't have all of your money tied into one system, because I won't get into the details right now, but there are times where you just want to trust me. You want to make sure you have a backup system, okay? And so having these two, and you can look into others, but Stripe for sure, that's our number one go-to, and then we have PayPal. So I would suggest that, I would recommend for you to at least go with those, okay? Bookkeeping system like QuickBooks Online. Listen to me when I tell you, Don't go for the QuickBooks desktop version. Oh my God, that's a headache. That is a throwback. Okay. That is like considered a dinosaur now. We have things that are automated. If you want to create structure in your business and you want less hassle, less headache, anything that feels anti-hustle and struggle, again, we're creating successful entrepreneurs right here, yourself, a successful entrepreneur. So we got to make sure that we're not going to do anything that's going to cause us a headache. Okay. If I had to choose, I will never go back as long as I can, as long as I'm a successful business owner, I'm never going back to the desktop version. Just make sure you make things easy on yourself. Simplify, simplify, simplify. QuickBooks Online is the one I recommend. It's just so easy. You hardly have to think about it. And it basically keeps track of your expenses, right? As well as your income. And you can look at your profit and losses, your balance sheet, like everything is right there. We're good to go. Okay. So most, if not all of these systems nicely integrate with each other. Okay. I can't think of one that doesn't, but if for some reason it doesn't, there's always Zapier. And Zapier is a system that you can use to help integrate these systems so that everything works nicely and is well streamlined. Okay. So basically what I'm saying to you is, girl, let these systems work in the background for you so that you don't have to do the hard work manually. Okay. You can show up consistently and be the face of your brand and the visionary of your brand and business and show up like I am for you right now while I let my team, delegation, we didn't talk about that today, automation, right? Especially when you're using automation with these systems that we're talking about. That is the ticket right there, okay? Because while that's making you look good in the background, you can show up confidently that the work's getting done back there, but you're doing your thing up here. You know what I'm saying? So systematize your business so you can go on about your business, okay? Now, before we get into the next tip, okay, be sure to download your copy, your free copy of my AED Business Revival Kit, okay? It's an interactive PDF that is designed to guide you through a comprehensive assessment for the health of your business, okay? And it's going to be using my AED frameworks, which is Align, Elevate, Dominate, as you kind of like work through these different interactive exercises, okay? So it's a checklist. You'll gain in that insights on how well your business is in alignment with your vision. You'll be able to identify opportunities for improvement and elevating your business and making sure in your life, right? And then also strategizing ways to dominate in your market, specifically being the industry leader and expert that you are, okay? So be sure to get your copy today. Now, step or tip number 3, strategies. Okay, strategies basically is an action plan for achieving the big goals, the big picture, the big idea, the overarching dream, the goal, right? A strategy begins with the end goal in mind. And so you got to start there, and then you reverse engineer your way into what activities need to be done on a daily, weekly, quarterly, monthly basis leading up to the thing that you're trying to achieve. Okay. So it's your roadmap, your blueprint, right? In order to know where we're going, we have to know where we're starting from. So this is how you're going to make some high level decisions. And this is going to help you to help determine what keeps you, not just help you to start a business, but what keeps you in business. How are you going to start and stay in business? Okay. So business plus growth, or business strategy plus growth strategy equals a profitable business model. At the end of the day, simply stated, how are you going to make money? Okay. That's what we need to figure out. So there are lots of business models, okay, which means there are lots of ways to make money. And trust me when I tell you, all of the ways, there are lots of ways to make money. All of the ways work if you're willing to work them. Okay. But I would choose a strategy, a business model, a profitable business model that's going to help you make money easier, right? So it boils down to your sales funnel. What does your sales funnel look like? What is it, in order to serve the purpose of keeping your, like we said earlier, the pipeline of leads full? and keep the cash flowing, meaning positive cash flowing, right? We never want negative cash flow. And if we do, we got to figure out something's broken in the system. But positive cash flowing, right? We need clients to enroll, right? We need more clients in order to keep the cash. Clients are the lifeline or bloodline, the heartbeat of our businesses, and it keeps us thriving. In order for us to not just survive in business, but to thrive in business, we need more clients, right? We need more clients. The more clients we help, the more impact we make, the more influential we are, the more income we also make. So, and if we have a high ticket business model, which is what I always recommend, and that's what I primarily teach, not to say I don't teach other business models, but I primarily teach this, you can hit your revenue goals so much easier, so much more quicker, right? Without you having to work hard for the money, okay? And burning yourself out. And that's a big deal. So when you bring all of this together, when you put it all together, you've got what? A well-oiled machine, okay? That is working for you, not against you. And you can stop being a strugglepreneur and start being a successful entrepreneur. You notice the theme in this whole video, right? So I invite you to join my 30-day hybrid group coaching program, the Legacy Leaders Lab, okay, for personalized coaching and additional support so that I can help you remove the guesswork that often comes with entrepreneurship and definitely remove the busyness out of business, okay? So the links for both resources are in the description below. Also, you can book a complimentary business breakthrough discovery call with me. If you need additional support and you want one-on-one support, be sure to do that. Link is in the description below as well. And if you've gotten any value from today's video, please do make sure that you show me some love, help my YouTube channel out. I want to push more content out in front of more people who I can help and get my message in front of, okay? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and save this video if you need to come back to it. All right, Boss Chick, that's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Catch it if you can. All right. Bye for now. See you next video.